Hello friends, we're here again in Long Beach, California at the World Vegan Fest, and we're here again with Ronmalie Pereira and Veda Spice, and we're going to talk a little bit more about her business and the Veda community outreach projects that she is involved with.
So, food justice, one of the main goals or missions of Veda is food justice and food accessibility. And you know, coming from Sri Lanka, we come from a culture where giving alms, that means dana, which means to give alms to the poor, which is donating food and feeding the poor and nourishing people who are marginalized and cutting back on waste. So I've been in the US for now about, like, say 20 years and 22 years, and I've seen a lot of food waste. So for the last 7 years we've been doing these different projects where we collect food from organic farms or fruits or meals that people want to donate and giving it to people in need. Recently, in keeping with this theme and my mission for food justice and ideology and to create food accessibility to all, not just to a certain segment of the population, I got donations for a fridge, and we placed it in at a location in Long Beach and called it, you know, People's Cafe, just to say, you know, anyone can come and access this food. And the community was super responsive. We got people giving us vegetables and all these produce. I would come home and that would be like almost 40 pounds of kale. And I had volunteers wash the kale, clean the kale, and we would cook and put the meals. And
that's wonderful. So you really help your local community in feeding and your environment by not wasting food.
That's right.
And not wasting materials and using the correct amount of materials. It sounds like.
Right.
Wow. So your business really helps the community and the environment at large. Do you know? Okay. You remind me of, in Santa Cruz, there's a place called Asian Rose Cafe. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, you just remind me, because he's Sri Lankan as well. And
right.
His name is Raj. He's doing the same pop-up kind of thing that you do. Pop-up breakfast. Ronmalie does this.
Right.
What are the hours you do that at?
Well, we have a tea shop where if we have extra food, we just donate it to the tea shop, and then the tea shop is at a yoga studio where we sell our spices, and the yoga studio is Yogalution Movement and Ayurveda. They are on Broadway and Obispo. So we have our open hours from 9:30 to 12:30, and then 3 to 7-ish. And we have plates for $5 or on donation. And the People's Cafe, which was the 2 fridges, we were processing about, say, 20 meals, and then I had a bakery from San Pedro donating stuff, and then different people in the community came together and donated. But we had to close the fridges down, and there were some amazing stories, and I really want to share this one story if I do have time. We were feeding some people, and this guy, he was living on the street, but he had a job. And he was eating from our fridges. It's free, you just grab a meal and you respect the space. So there's no money charged for the meals in the fridge.
That's so unique.
And
folks.
so he came up one day with his first paycheck, and he offered me $100 to buy products, you know, serving containers, so that we can use it for feeding others. And so we had to close it down because of different regulations in the city, which is fine, because what I want to do eventually is to have a donation-based restaurant. And I really want us to maybe come together as a community, find a space, get some money raised, and then have a donation-based restaurant where people come eat really healthy food, sit down at a table, be served, and then leave whatever you can.
Yeah.
Right, it's pay as you can. There's another Sri Lankan in Australia who does a similar project. It's called Lentils as Anything. And, he's been my inspiration, but you know, my inspiration comes from back home where we donate food constantly to the people in need.
That is
right?
wonderful. Ron.
So,
What do you think your 5-year plan is? Where do you see yourself in the future?
well, in the future, what I want is to have my Veda spices, which I'm selling as a product, to be able to sustain the donation-based restaurant, right? So I want a donation-based restaurant in Long Beach, and I want it probably by the end of, like, say 2 years. I'm giving myself, right? Where it's fully run by volunteers, and the money is coming in from Veda spices, and then community support, right?
So wonderful.
So
I love your ideas. I love your
thank you so
dreams.
much.
You know, Ron Mali is a perfect example of how our businesses and our lives can be of impact in our communities, in our environment, and in our world at large. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For talking with us again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, folks. My name is Leanne Hughes, and you're watching Light on LA. Thank you so much. We're here in Long Beach, California. Bye-bye.
Stuti.